Come on in. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Dr. Monica, Michael, Nikki G. I see you.
Hi.
Hey. But as people are coming on in here, and here comes Ralph. I see your superwoman, Dr. Hinton.
Yes, yes. So I'm in the middle of writing a workbook for building self-confidence and using superheroes as the backdrop. So that's me, my character, Ascendia. That happens to be her name. And so she will lead someone through building their self-confidence. So I'm in the middle of working on that. So I use between Canva and I created this background.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're going to have fun with Rick today because I mean, he just brings things to life.
Yeah.
He took a character that was showing, I think, in one of the classes, and turned it into a full, hey lion, turned it into a full 3D character. And I'm like, who says you can't be your own lead in your own animation? I mean, the way things are going. And did you get a chance to see Rick's work? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just amazing. And AI is going to be in every aspect of our lives. It's already infiltrated so much of our lives. And and to me, I don't know about y'all, as much as I want to learn as much about it as I can, it's still a little scary to me. I mean, it's really scary. Rick turned me on to an app today, and I'm sure he'll talk to you about it. It's Soa or Sora. It's a part of the Chat GPT thing. Anyway, you can make any movie you want. And I think we've seen a lot of it in social media. Like all of a sudden, 50 million cats come running out of a gutter or something, and or somebody's
Mm-hmm.
climbing up the side of a mountain. They're making these crazy AI movies, but hey, you could create something for your own. These vertical movies are so hot today. Everything is changing so much. But let me tell you a bit. First of all, let me just say hello to everybody. Hey, Sherilyn. Hey, Suzette. I see you guys in here. See you in here. Let me just say this. If you have some work that you've been working on that you want me to listen to, because we've got Rick in today, we probably won't get to listening. So send those to me, and I will send you some feedback on it. Ralph sent some work in, and I'd love to hear your work if you have anything that you're working on that you wanted to work on today or anything like that. Send that on to me. But let me tell you right away about Mr. Rick, and he's going to pop in here in just a second and get your questions ready because I know. How many of you know Rick Party? Do you know
I
of him?
do.
You do?
I
Uh,
know him.
you know him, no? Yeah, like a real person, know him.
Yeah.
I met Rick during COVID when we were all in that
Clubhouse.
clubhouse. Right,
That's
right.
how I met
Remember?
you and Rick through Clubhouse.
Exactly. And we've just watched each other, I mean, all of us grow so much since then. And it just seems like Rick has taken this AI thing and has just gone in leaps and bounds. And when I start seeing his work, I'm like, you got to come talk to the class because, how is this going to affect us as voice actors? He says, make AI your companion, not your competition. Well, how do you do that? And he works with so many different, like 11 labs, which is voice, and I think, we wonder, is this going to be dangerous for us or a robot's going to take over? And what is it that's going to keep robots from taking over? I mean, what do we do as voice actors? Anyway, Rick has been in the business 40 plus years. He started as a teenager. And what shocked me, what I didn't know about Rick, is that he had a speech impediment and he was a stutterer and somehow overcame to be the voice of BET, the voice of ESPN. He's worked in all the major markets: New York City, Chicago, Dallas, Miami, Atlanta. And like I said, his voice is heard all over the world. He also hosts radio shows. He's a dad and grandpa. He's worked for ABC and Cartoon Network, CBS, Fox, and he's done commercials, everything from Mercedes Benz to Pine Sol. He has also done animation. He was the winner of the first Voiceover Community Award in 2008. And he's, one of the things you know about Rick is he has created quite a social media community for voiceover talent. And I think he had the largest group on Clubhouse when we were doing Clubhouse, but he does a lot of training as well. But this AI thing, listen to all the things he uses for AI. He uses Chat GPT, Gemini, Nano Banana. I haven't even heard of it. Have anybody heard of these things? I
Not
haven't even
nano
heard of them.
banana.
Rosalind, you've heard of them? I haven't heard of them. Kling, Runway, Galaxy AI, Mid Journey, Sora. That's the one I've checked out. 11 Labs and Suno, and I want him to explain in an average day how does he use all this stuff. I mean, I use Chat GPT. Everybody on Chat GPT? Yeah, and Perplexity, those I'm on, but these others I had never even heard of them, never even heard of them. But he creates AI characters, he creates scripts, he creates motion pictures and production flows, and he teaches voiceover strategy. So that's what I want us to find out as well. Rick is known for his Rick Party method. He is the creator of Voiceover AI Academy, and he trains talent in commercials and promos, narration, and AI driven uh, workflows. Who is involved in AI now, and what has your experience been? How do you use it?
I've been using it to do really presentations. I do a church support group once a month. And so I've used the AI to help me pull together my presentation. So I haven't really used it in terms of, other than my Cynthia here, I haven't really used it for imagery and motion picture, but definitely for images, superhero images, and editing, my writing. And that's usually how I've been using it.
Oh, that's great. How else do you, anybody else? Anybody using
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
speak,
Um,
talk.
Hi, this is Suzette. I'm
Hey,
just getting
Suzanne.
ready for something. So hey, you'll see my face in half an hour when I'm all made up or whatever. Anyway, I'm not camera ready right now.
No worries, no
Anyway,
worries. You're here
I,
though.
I use AI all the time because I kind of think of it as like my secretary. I ask it what the temperature is outside. I ask what the temperature is in another city I might be going to, or what's the weather report, or what's the population of XYZ. Or also, I asked it to plan to find places I might volunteer in Los Angeles and what I might be doing and different chances of different opportunities to volunteer, and also doing research about various cities and the cost of living there because I want to get out of LA. And that's what's beautiful about voiceover because I don't have to be here, I could be
Exactly.
somewhere else. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't use it to talk to any artificial personalities or any of that kind of crap. That's dangerous.
Well,
And
I
it's
read it.
also
I'm sorry,
I was
Suzanne.
just going to say it's also good to. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's also good to like cross reference and check other sources. Like if you find out some information, because there's lots of flaws in AI, and they're not policing it as well as they should be.
Yeah, they said
It
they
could be
just came
dangerous.
out with Chat GPT 15, which is supposed to be a little more accurate, but always check. I mean, it can
Mm-hmm.
be very embarrassing for you if you don't check stuff because they'll tell you anything. They'll
Oh
tell
yeah.
you anything. And that's the
Oh
other
yeah.
thing I wanted
And
to
if you
ask.
ask,
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say one more thing here. I'm interrupting you again, Rolanda. But
That's all
if
right.
you
No,
ever ask if you ever ask Chat GPT to write a letter for you, please like proofread it after. Okay.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I've done it, and there's lots of mistakes in there, or false information or stuff you don't want to say, and then you make it personal, add a little personality there of your own, and then you might have a great letter.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll
I
shut
heard
up.
an embarrassing situation of an attorney who actually did an entire case and none of it was based on true cases. So he had a whole defense based on fictitious cases that this chat had to admit, I'm sorry, I used Chat GPT, and Chat GPT was just trying to please him and told him anything. Yes, Sherilyn.
Hi, everybody. I'm not really using it for the voiceover stuff yet, but a friend of mine and I are working on a podcast, so I used it to write a podcast script.
Uh-huh.
Um, I used it to help me figure out what time of the day is the best time to take my vitamins and which ones interact with each other or not. And then tonight I used it to help me find some good book suggestions for my godson for Christmas.
Wonderful. Wonderful. There's Rick Party. Yay!
Rolonda.
How are
you?
you, darling?
Good.
Good. Listen, I just did your whole bio and talked about you, and some of us in the room, we all met back in COVID time.
So, the clubhouse days.
The clubhouse days, Dr. Monica. She was
of
there.
Course. Yes.
Yeah. So we are so excited to have you, Rick. And I told them all about you and gave your whole bio and told them how much of a fan of yours I am. And we've been going around the room just talking about the ways, just the simple ways that right now we're using, Chat GPT, or just, we're pretty, I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty much a beginner. And this is going to be so exciting for me to, number one, learn something new, but number two, to learn it from Rick, who is a great teacher. But
well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just a little scared, Rick. What do you say to people who are just a little scared of this thing?
There's something that people always say. You shouldn't be afraid of AI. Be afraid of the person who uses it in the wrong way. That's what you have to. It's like when you think of AI, think of it as, I don't know, I'm just going to use this just as a weapon, right? The gun itself doesn't kill a person. It's the person who kills the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a person could use a piece of paper and create a paper cut and harm someone. So I look at AI the same way. But with what we're doing right now, we have a way to level up. Now, I don't want to go too deep, because you may have some questions you want to ask me before I delve. Yeah. I don't want to go too fast and too much.
Well, first of all, just say hello to everybody and tell everybody how you got into this. Now, we know you're the big voiceover, but how did you take this turn? I've been watching some of your stuff online. It's amazing. Even the little jingle you made to help us tease this webinar tonight. I'm like, where does this stuff come from? How did you get bitten by the bug, you might say?
Well, you know what, Rolonda, I gotta go back a little bit, because you probably talked about me when I was younger and I stuttered. I dealt with dyslexia and ADD and all of those things. So as I grew up, I had to overcompensate, right, for the things that I could not do. And for a kid who stuttered so much, I had to listen to the radio to find a path, at least find a way for me to speak clearly, right? So I would write down everything that the radio personality would say. And what I understood there is that that's my method. If you take that pen and pad and you begin to write and you begin a relationship, not only with your hand in the paper, but with your heart. So those things that I would say, I would just really become one with them. And what that did for me, it helped me with a lot of confidence. And from that point on, I knew that I just wanted to do something behind the microphone, and that was radio. And that was a relationship that developed 40 years ago. And since then, as Rolonda has probably told you, I've been on countless radio stations in Chicago and Atlanta, New York City. I've had a nationally syndicated show in over 30 markets. I'm heard. Listen, we're heard and seen all over the world. And when I think about all of the things that I've done, I go back to that kid who stuttered, who dealt with ADD, who had dyslexia. So when someone says to me that you've accomplished all of these things, how does it feel? Well, I got to ask him, how does it feel? This little kid, and it feels great, right? So, that's my story. But as a teenager, I've seen this industry flip so many times. I've seen radio change. I've seen television change. Streaming has even changed so much. And now we're in the middle of another shift, right? And this is the biggest that any of us, has ever seen, right? And I didn't understand AI at first. And I got to be honest with you, it scared me like it scares a lot of people. And as I saw it, and I kind of saw and heard what it can do. I heard the voiceover part, Rolonda. Remember, we heard that and we said, I don't know. I don't know if it could do exactly what we're doing yet. But listen, AI moves very fast. What you saw last week is years ahead another week.
That's right.
But I thought about this thing. I said, well, what can I do to make this simple? I said, well, I see that I can't beat AI, but I could use AI to level up. And what I learned was AI talks because we taught it to talk. Every time, think about this for a second, every smartphone, every computer, every time we typed, every time we wrote, every time we sang, every time we recorded, every time we coded, every time we posted, every time we searched, we trained it. I mean, years and years of human input is what it's learned from, right? And that's why this thing, it knows so much about us, right? That's why it could read tone, it could write stories, it could create characters. Literally anything that you do on your smartphone or your computer or a monitor that's watching you, right? A security camera, it watches you, right? It can do dialects. So for me, I made the decision. I said to myself, either I'm going to be afraid of this thing or I'm going to be educated. And I chose to become educated. So I studied every single day since our inception. And I think our inception was probably about 2 years ago. But of course, I mean, if we know about AI and GPS, that stuff has been around since the early 1900s or even before then. I don't know when the aliens came. I don't know. But I spent every single day. I spent hours a day. I've even signed up for certified consultant programs, took classes. I watched the best people in the field on YouTube, and I learned day in and day out. And I flipped this thing to work for me, and I realized that AI itself is not the enemy. Ignorance is the enemy. And that's why we're here today, because if we don't learn this thing, Rolonda, we're going to get left behind.
Totally left behind. You're going to just disappear. They said I've been reading some things that say that in the next 2 to 10 years, you will either be replaced by AI, you'll be working for AI, or AI will be working for you.
Oh,
and I
for
don't know
sure.
about y'all, but I want that third option. I want that third option. It's when you talk about like even the simple things like Chat GPT, one of the things that we're constantly told is to be so specific about those prompts.
Yeah.
And how do you learn to do that? I mean, just on the simple one thing we all have in common is most of us have used Chat GPT.
Yeah. So let's talk about what Chat GPT is. I mean, it in itself is, everybody talks about Chat GPT, and GPT itself stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And the best way to understand that is generative means to create. Pre-trained means that it learned from a huge pile of data that, like I said before, that we've taught it, we spoke, we sang, we've done all of those things, right? Everything that we've touched, it learned. So that's the pre-trained, that's the G, that's the P. And the T, the transformer, is the model behind how it thinks and connects ideas. For example, imagine you're texting someone, right? Have you ever noticed, okay, you're typing something and the next word is there? It starts to give you suggestions. Yeah. It's pre-trained. Now it's starting to think, right? It's starting to think. And that's nothing now. It's way smarter now. So what does that mean for us as a voice talent, though? So it means that this little thing is a writer, it's a producer, it's a director. It's literally an assistant sitting right on your computer. I mean, it writes, it scripts, it rewrites, it voices, it sings, it does so many things. And so when you think about Chat GPT and prompting, when you go to Chat GPT, literally, this is what I tell everyone to do. Build a relationship with Chat. I mean, talk to it. Just talk to it. Go into the deepest depths of who you are. Tell it what your fears are. Tell it what you're excited about. Tell Chat who you are. When you talk to it like you're talking to an assistant, whom you have a real relationship with. And the beauty about it, sometimes I'll get caught up. I'll have like a little stutter or two, or sometimes I go, I'll do that sometimes, right? But the thing about Chat is I can go back and forth and go, no. Can you do this? No. I mean, no. And just stick with my original idea. The thing is so smart. The common human will go, whoa. Squirrely brain, slow down for a second. What did you say? Chat understood exactly what you said. It heard you the first time. It's like a Chat GPT is, imagine the calculator itself, right? That thing wasn't trained to count. I mean, it was trained, but you think somebody really inputted all those numbers that we've never heard of? That's all it is. Chat GPT is just a calculator, but we're dealing with words here, and it's so smart, and we're years later. So when you talk to chat, just really talk to it like you're talking to anyone. And here's a great example. Like, I'm not a photographer at all, but I think I have an eye when it comes to photography. And sometimes I'll say, chat, I'm not a photographer, but I like the cinematography and the Transformers movie. I don't know what you call the lighting. There's like a little shadow and there's like a little light behind it. And sometimes there's like a little fairy dust in there. And I don't know what to call it. But it reminds me of like a Western. And I want you to create a character for me that it's a guy. He looks a little worn. Maybe he has a few teeth missing, and you can see life in his face. So as I'm talking to chat understands clearly what I'm saying to it. And I'll go, boom. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they'll go, yeah. You want so and so. I'm like, wow, it is so smart. And then I'll go, chat, if you were me, what would you ask yourself?
That's a good one.
And they go, okay, you should ask me. So I'll go, boom, that's my answer. And I say, how about chat? You know what? I like what you gave me. In fact, I'm not familiar with photography at all, nor filmmaking. How about you create 100 prompts for me just like that? And think of all the things that if you were me, you'd ask me. Create 100 prompts like that. He goes, no problem. Now I've got a bunch of prompts.
Wow.
You know, right? Not so bad for a guy who failed 7th grade and got kicked out of high school, huh?
Oh my gosh. Suzette, you got a question?
Hi, Rick. Wow. Question. So when you ask ChatGPT to create a character for you, does it give you back a character in a voice, or does it create a character for you like an image, or how does that, what happens?
That's a great question. So when it comes to ChatGPT, OpenAI is the name of the company. So OpenAI, they have a couple products. One is ChatGPT and one is Sora. But when it comes to ChatGPT, it only generates photos, it generates text, and that's about it. Yeah, images and text. So Sora, that's the other one that's owned by OpenAI. That generates video, right? So in the Sora.
Sora. And Rick, I got it today by your nudging, and it scares me to death. It's just too good. It just scares me.
Have you played with it? Have you generated something yet?
I was looking all ugly, but I took a picture anyway and did it. And they put me in a 1980s sitcom. I was like,
oh my gosh.
What? I mean, there's nothing you can't do. And for actors, you know, when we were so afraid of 11 labs stealing our voices, now it's like, I don't know. I just all of a sudden, all of these new opportunities are out there, especially for actors and what we can do with everybody. Like that. Remember that character you took and turned into that lady, that you took a sketch. Well, I got it, and I'll show it to you. But Tracy, go on, ask your question, hon.
Good evening. So I have a question and a comment. What concerns me about all of it is replacing jobs. Mine was replaced. Well, he said with with AI, we're probably going to end up replacing your job. And I was like, okay, just tell me you want to get rid of me. You don't have to say that it's because of AI. And so he just looked at me because I was like, don't lie to me and blame it on AI. But down the road, AI could, because I was an executive assistant. But the thing is that how can it, with so many people on social media using AI, I think you just touched on this. How is it possible for it to replace voice actors? People who are doing that. That's one thing. But the scary thing about ChatGPT was about a couple of months ago, I almost lost my daughter. She put her stuff in ChatGPT, gave it the symptoms, was talking to ChatGPT. I'm experiencing this. I feel like this, and I'm just tired of everything that's going on. And ChatGPT said, I think you need to go to the emergency room right now. Don't do anything else because you could be dying. And when she told me that, I was like, please leave that thing alone. It's like, but she does it. She puts stuff in there all the time. Now, I don't know if I'm mad at ChatGPT for that or if I'm grateful for it. Get to the hospital. Yeah, you got here just in time. And I'm like, I can't with this thing.
Yeah. I always say that. I'm sorry, someone's going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I was going to say when it comes to chat, I believe that the better the input, the better the output. And listen, that's a legitimate reason to be concerned. But this is where our creativity gets really challenged, right? Oftentimes we just want something to be given to us, right? You go to Rolonda's retreat, you learn how to do voiceovers and characters and all these awesome things. But the difference between one student and the next student, because listen, everybody, she's giving you all of the tools to be successful, but not everyone's going to be successful until you do that extra thing. Like this AI, this is the gold rush. And if I could say, if this kid who had a very bad stutter, y'all don't understand. I mean, I have a very bad stutter, and sometimes
I can't even believe that.
Sometimes I still stutter today. Like I'll double up some words, and sometimes I got to slow down a little bit just to, so that my mouth can catch up with my brain because it spins a little bit. And when I first started, I said to you all that I had to overcompensate, right? Because I got kicked out of high school. Didn't finish high school. I got kicked out of 7th grade. Nothing was wrong with me. I just had too many things going on in my family, and nothing just really interests me as a kid. But what did interest me as a child was tech. And when AI came around, whoa, I was like, I felt so empowered and so intelligent. And what I knew about AI is, when I think about my career, right? So just imagine this, and I talk about this a lot. So this kid who stuttered, right, who got kicked out of high school, well, he wound up as a teenager, moving away from Chicago in the 80s to work in radio, right? So now he's in radio in the 80s in North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia, then on to a big station in Dallas, Texas, in Miami, and finally in Chicago at WGCI to work beside Tom Joyner and Doug Banks before the world knew these guys, before the world knew them. I was the kid working at night, and then I go on to V103 in Atlanta and back to Miami and New York City. I had a morning show, Rolonda, in New York City at WBLS, the Rick Party morning show. So can you imagine? So now, like, not only this kid on the radio, but now he's got a radio show, right? With billboards around town. Now, it didn't last too long, but I had a show there, right? And all these other things, right? I was the voice of BET for 10 years. I'm the voice of ESPN now, and I do stuff all over the place, and I teach, and I get to meet wonderful people like Rolonda, and I have to pause for 1 second. And I go, wow, that stuttering kid did it. But how did I do it, right? Because I had to overcompensate. I thought I could not let anyone else beat me to the punch. So that was me always having to, just like the name of this group is, right? I always had to reinvent myself, because what I learned a long time ago is that there are a lot of people out there with amazing voices, and there are people out there that think they should be where I am when it comes to promos and narration and stuff like that. But here's my thing. Yeah, there are people that may sound better than we do, right? But the difference between me and them, I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to outwork you. You're going to quit. I know you're going to quit. And that's why when I saw this AI thing, and this is why we don't have to worry about this, because if you want it badly, you're going to do the work when you're not in this class with Rolonda. When she gives you an assignment, she gives you all the things to do. If you want it badly, you're gonna come back next week and you're gonna be ready. You're gonna knock it out the park. And that has always been my mindset. I know that this AI thing exists, and I know everybody's talking about it, but everybody's gonna gas out. And while everybody's gassing out, I'm gonna learn how to create. I'm gonna generate characters. I'm gonna learn how to bring them to life. I'm gonna learn how to write copy. I'm going to learn how to listen. I've even created an agent, Rolonda, a GPT that creates script for me. Now you can go to Chat GPT and say, hey, create a 30-second script. But when you create a personal GPT, that's totally different. Now the GPT has your mindset. You can go under the engine of it now, and it knows now how Rick Party would teach or how Rolonda would teach, because I've had this long conversation. And it says, when a person gets this copy, ask them this or that, or it has a relationship with them now. Now it speaks like a coach, and I love it. And the funny thing about AI is that what you what you learn today won't apply, down the line. Some things, and even I've created myself a radio GPT, Rolonda. So I'm still a radio personality, you all. So in Chicago, I do a midday show on 104.3 Jam Chicago every single day. It's from 10 till 2 Eastern, Central rather. So listen, I'm the Chat GPT guy, right? And I work from home. I don't have to go to Chicago. I'm in Georgia, right? So they said, hey, you can do your show from Chicago. I said, can I just voice track it? Can I just send my tracks? You guys send me the music list, and I'll, if I got 10 seconds to talk here, I'm going to talk there. I'll do that. I go, yeah, no problem. So I would voice track a show. I've gotten so good at this thing now, and I have such a great relationship with Chat GPT. I've created a radio talk GPT. So if y'all are on Chat GPT where it says GPTs, search up radio talk. But so with the radio talk, Rolonda, I've trained this thing, right? I said, okay, you know everything about me. I've been speaking to you for some years now. You know my show, you know my name, you know what I do, you know how I speak. You know everything about me. You know my dialect, you know my cadence, you know everything. So I'm going to scroll on social media, Chat. And when I scroll on social media, I'm going to find a story. And sometimes they may have a caption about that story, and it may be like a 3-minute read. It may be so long. I don't have time to do that. So Chat, what I'm going to do, I'm going to screenshot that. And I only have a 30 to 45 second real estate to talk about that. So I want you to condense this story down to 30 to 45 seconds. And then I want you to go through this story. And if you were a woman between the ages of 45 to 75, what would be your biggest concern in this story? Because that's my audience, 45 to about 75. That's my audience. That's my sweet spot. And they listen for the old school R&B and hip hop, but they also like the content. And Chat goes, well, I would ask this. And I said, great. Now, what I want you to do after this, I want you to create 10 fake texters from Chicago commenting on this story. You got it? They go, got it. So you want me to condense the story, a question, 10 fake texters, and then I want you to wrap it up. And they go, got it. So what did I ask you to do? It goes, you want me to condense the story to 30, 45 seconds? You want me to find the question for women between 45 and 75, something that resonates with them, give the question of the day, create 15 to 20 fake texters from Chicago, and wrap it up. So now all I got to do is just wake up. Am I still with you? Oh, my phone is ringing. Can you? Okay, good.
Yeah,
good,
we
good.
still hear you.
I know it's my daughter calling me, but she's going to have to wait for a second. So now Chat knows this. I've given it the instruction. So all I have to do is if I'm scrolling and I see a story that I don't have time to read, but I like it, I'll copy and paste it right up to chat. I don't have to tell it what to do anymore. It's just
That is
all I have to do is read the line.
Well,
all I do is read it.
There's some little news ripper who lost a job there.
Yeah, yeah, and the show producer, and this is stuff that my show producers used to do. I don't need a show producer anymore. I really don't. I mean, I could wake up if my show comes on at 10 a.m. As long as I have it in by 9:30 a.m., they load it right up. I can wake up off the bed. I'm sitting in bed, and by 9:15, I've got my stories that I screenshot, send all through the chat, and chat just goes. All I have to do is come in the room and step up to the mic and just read line by line.
I love that idea of screenshot.
Yeah,
I did. That's a new. Thank you for that one. Thank you. That's so crazy.
Literally, it understands. You ever you all ever thought about an app that you could probably develop, or better yet, a domain name? You're looking for a domain name, and you say, "Hey, I'm going to call this domain Chats Are Us." I'm going to look that up. More than likely, it's so common that someone's probably gotten it. And the point is that people are always thinking, and this is like apps, right? There's an app for everything. So GPTs are what apps are to the iPhone. This is what GPT. So whatever you can think of, you can create your own GPT. And not only that, when it's created by you for free, you can also put a price tag on it. So let's say you're a therapist, right? Dr. Monica, you got all this great information, right? And you trained your GPT, and you can make it public or you can make it private. Now, if you make it private, you can also put a price tag on it. Say, hey, if you'd like to purchase my personal GPT, because now you're getting the mind of Monica. You know?
Wow, that's crazy. Is Sherilyn still around? She had a question. Did she disappear? Suzette, I'm coming to you. But I know
I didn't disappear.
There she is. And Suzette, you're next. You're on deck.
Oh, just quickly, because I feel like Rick is taking us off into the sphere here, and I don't want to take us back.
Okay.
Several people that I work with have been using Chat GPT, just playing around with it. Mm-hmm. One thing that I think we've noticed, we're using it to generate a script, generate a cover letter, generate from maybe just ideas, maybe a draft. Yep. And so take it to the next level. Sometimes I'll get back a version from Chat GPT and I'll say, now add some humor to it. Anyway, here's my question. I think that when I get feedback from GPT, it's always positive. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, why don't I get any negative feedback? Because if it was real people, I feel like I might be getting that, depending on the person. But
Wait, who just said that? Who said that? Who said that? Tiffany? Tiffany, say it again. Say it again. Say it again, Tiffany.
So the most important thing that you have to understand with AI is you tell it what it's supposed to do. You're not waiting for it to give you something. Yeah. Whenever I use, luckily I'm friends with Rolonda, so he taught me early when we were in Clubhouse about AI. But the most important thing about when you're writing your prompt is you're very specific. You give it direct instructions. So you tell it, you are acting as this, this, and this. I want you to give me this tone. I want this advice either negatively or positively. Like you actually are teaching it and telling it how you want it to respond to you. If you want a negative comment, then you ask it, I would like you to also give me negative alternatives to what I've asked you.
Mm-hmm. And tell it, and don't sugarcoat it, and double check your facts. If you don't know, don't put it in there or say you don't know. Yeah,
I guess I was surprised because I didn't tell it to give me positive feedback.
Right. So it's just going to give you positive, right? Because it wants you to use it. But if you're honest with it, if you say, listen, don't sugarcoat it. Tell me that try this too when y'all get a chance. When you go to Chat GPT, I don't know if you've used the version where you kind of talk to yourself and you say something like, Chat, roast me. Just be 100% honest with me. Tell me some things about myself that I wouldn't want to hear. And if you did that, the output, it would blow your mind. It would blow your mind because it knows. Yeah.
It knows also the GPT that you use, right? You can use a therapy GPT. You can use an astrology GPT. You can use their GPTs for like
everything.
It's like dating sites.
Way.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you go into your GPTs, you can go to explore. And when you hit explore, it'll give you all the different subsections that you can specifically go look at GPTs. So like at work, when I'm working and I'm a management consultant and I don't feel like coming up with KPIs, I'll take my whole body of whatever report I'm doing and I'll drop it in Chat GPT. That's specifically for management consultants. And then I'll have it run my KPIs in the way of such and such type of industry. And it'll pop out the report that I would have done.
Yeah. Wow. And here's what she's talking about.
And easier for me.
Yeah. You all see here? Do you see the screen?
Yeah.
So right here where it says explore, this is what Tiffany's talking about. And these are all the GPT. So if you went to your app store, these are all the apps, right? And for me, like you can type in for therapy and it's going to come up. Here's my voiceover GPT right here. For example, now here, the voiceover GPT making out of the box 15-second ad that surprises listeners. These are just the prompts that I've given it. And there's so much more on the inside. Challenge a common belief about a topic, whatever the topic is. Let's see if you're going to do like a voiceover on TikTok or social media. Turn my idea into a dramatic 60-second trailer. All you have to do is talk to it. For example, let me see if it's going to work here for me. Let's see. Create a 15-second out of the box ad about greasy hamburgers with jelly on them. So here's just something so simple. This is a 15-second. You ever bite into a burger and get that jelly on your fingers? Yeah, that's on purpose. Greasy, juicy, unapologetically messy. This ain't your diet food. This is flavor rebellion. Try the jelly smash burger, only at Fat Daddy's, right? So, and then the coaching tip here, and that's for me. These are my coaching tips, and I kind of tell it how I speak. That script hits hard with curiosity on top. Burger, get that jelly. It tells you why this commercial works, right? Instantly grabs attention because it should not make sense. Then we flip it. That's on purpose. The rest leans into rebellion theme, messy, greasy, over the top. Deliver it like you're letting someone in on a dirty secret that they have to try. So it tells you, it gives you the coaching tips, and it does so much. And if y'all want to play around with that, that's called voiceover. But make sure it says by Rick Party Media, and also there's
adding that one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Here's the other one I was telling you all about. I just want you to see this. Here's my Radio Talk GPT. I'm going to show you how this works. All right. So, okay. So it should give me the topic. It should give me the question. It should give me the fake text and the wrap up. So I'm just going to say, make up a love letter about a man who lost his girlfriend to his best friend. He's writing into the show. And this is for the radio audience, for an urban radio audience in near Columbia, South Carolina. So you should know what to do after that. That's just me talking to text, telling it what to do. So it should create the story, the questions. It just transcribed it. So look at that. So it creates the letter for me, right? Look at that. And then there's a question. God. You see that? There's a question. Have you ever had your heart broken by someone and loved and trusted at the same time? This is a radio show, right?
This is fantastic.
So I'm like 104.3 Jam, Chicago's #1 for throwback. And I got a Dear Rick letter, and I don't even know why I'm writing this, the guy says, but maybe talking to you is better than texting her again. Her name is Jasmine. So he goes on, and I read the letter. Then we read the topic of the day, right? So have you ever had your heart broken, yada, yada, yada. Tell this brother what to do. Shanice from, is it Eau Claire? I guess it's somewhere near South Carolina, Columbia. She goes, baby, you dodged 2 bullets. I'd rather lose those fake ones. Now keep living a lie, right? Darnell in Rosewood says, that pain is deep, bro. Been there. Focus on healing, man, not revenge. So this is chat.
This is crazy.
That just took away my intern job from when I was in high school as a
yes. I know.
Oh, look at all of these towns near Columbia, right? St. Andrews, I know that for sure. Look at all these towns.
Then what I would have given for this back in my radio days.
Right. So this is a radio show. Anybody can do this now. And I also produce a few shows. My good buddy Warren Ballantyne, who's on Sirius XM, I've got a list of things that we may do. For example, we've got podcast outros and intros. I've created some more characters for him. I've got email solicitation when we've got a new guest. For example, I can go screenshot someone's information, and if we got a guest, he called me like 5 minutes before the guest came on because I forgot to give him the intro and the outro. Now, what this does, it speaks like Warren. So what I did with chat before I created all of this, again, I went under the engine and I said, chat, I'm going to need an introduction for Warren Ballantyne. He's a guest. He's a host on Sirius XM. He's going to need an introduction, and it should probably be about, I don't know, it's like 900 words or something like that. And I want you to create 20 questions and conversation starters. So what I'll do is I'll go and copy the person's bio. And I've got another tool, well, maybe I've seen this person on YouTube, and I'll copy their entire transcript, and I'll tell chat, based on this information that you have, create the introduction. And this is Warren's introduction. Today on Common Ground, we're stepping into a conversation most people run from, a conversation about parenting, yada, yada, yada. He does it, and he introduces his guest. Wow. And here's his questions, and there's his wrap up.
That is so crazy. Let's get some questions in, because I know we're running out of time quickly. Suzette, you had a question, and we have some other folks too. Rick, that's just unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Rick, quick question, okay? Because this is blowing my mind completely. Okay, and it's fabulous, and you're brilliant. Oh my goodness! So
we're going to definitely do a part 2 to this, because I got so much to say.
I mean, we never get past ChatGPT.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay, 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
All of those responses from all of those people telling the man who lost his sweetheart to his best friend, those were all generated by ChatGPT?
Yes, these are not real. These are not.
Holy guacamole.
Right. So Susan, imagine everything that we're doing right now, right? They say, hey, it's private. You push this button. We won't listen in. We won't watch you. They say that, but I mean, come on. Like we don't even have to be on it. We don't have to really be on our phones. Listen, our televisions, they're smart televisions. They listen to us.
Right, everything.
Your phone, you can turn off your phone. It's still going to listen to you. There ain't no hiding. The only best hiding you can do is just leave your phone somewhere and just go. And hopefully that they don't have microphones planted in the dirt somewhere. So this is where we are, though. I mean, it's
the genie's out the bottle. I mean, it's not.
So question number 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, question number 2, Rick Party, you're amazing. You said you can go to ChatGPT and create a GPT for free and add a price tag to it. So when other people in the library of or search GPTs, they use it, and it's kind of like you've created an app, and you can make money that way.
Yes, yeah, you can definitely make money that way. Yeah,
wow. You're going to give us a class on that, right?
Yeah, I will give you a class on that as well. In fact, if you see my screen, here are a few GPTs I've literally purchased these. It's a business GPT from a guy who's an incredible mind. He's got a brand GPT. His name is his name isn't there. I don't
understand how it works. It's like an agent GPT. You're asking the agent questions. You had to put all the information in there?
Yeah, he puts his entire brand strategy in there. Like everything that he knows, it's on the, like, I'm going to show you this really quick for voiceover. Right, I can't let you see all my dark secrets here, though, because this is my own engine. So, but here. Why can't I get into my own GPT? Oh yeah, edit GPT. You see this? So this is under the engine, right? So these are all the instructions that I've given it, and it knows what to do. There's so much stuff there. So when you'll ask a question, it knows exactly what to do. And then if I want to put more stuff in there, I can do that. And I just click update and boom. And there's share. If I want to share it with someone, I can do that. It's in the GPT store for now, or I can keep it for myself. And when I keep it for myself, only I have the link. And if someone wants to, know my secrets about branding or whatever, I can say, hey, here's my GPT. And I'm going to send you can send it here. You can send me a Zelle or Stripe or whatever it's going to cost you to get this information.
Wow.
Okay. So anybody who's got any skill that they know, like if it's baking bread or making a wonderful something else, something yummy, or, I'm in real estate and I know a lot about investing to make money out of real estate instead of losing money every month. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
I could create a chat GPT that teaches people how to do that. And I don't have to be on top of it every day, or
that's right.
I can
based on everything that you know. Yeah. Based on everything that you know. And it can be just what you know. You can say to it, don't give me anything else that you find out there based on what I share with you. This is my philosophy. These are my words. No one's going to get that.
Okay.
How many people, you see, there's so many people out there that pay for a person's time. They'll say, hey, if you like to consult with me for a 50-minute consultation, it'll cost XYZ. So this right here is the same thing. You're getting free information. Do you all know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yeah.
Big marketing guy, right? Oh, big marketing guy. This guy made I believe he made like $100 million over a weekend selling a book a couple weeks ago because his marketing mind is so amazing, and he's got his own GPT and it costs. And there are people that their transcripts on YouTube that you can copy and paste. Let's say Alex has a whole, or anyone. Let's say I'm going to take who's a great speaker, Rolonda, that you know of? Let's take Les Brown, right?
Yeah.
Les Brown does this amazing speech. Now on YouTube, you can see the transcript. It is right there. Hold on. Let me see. What am I watching here? Well, I can't get it there, but this is one of the guys that I produce. But in YouTube, there's a transcript, and in the transcript, you can copy the transcript and you can paste it back into GPT, and you can say chat GPT. You can say, I want to do a total extraction of this speech. I want you to analyze the way this person speaks. I want you to analyze the way this person takes a beat, take a breath. I want you to analyze the way this person speaks. When this person decides to start his highest point and bring you down to his most humble point in life and brings you back up, I want you to pay attention to that. But I don't want to speak like this person. Based on the way I speak and based on what you know about me, I want to use this person's method, but I don't want to be this person. So I'm going to give you a topic, and here's the topic, and it's going to write that speech out like Les Brown wrote it. But it's you.
Crazy. That is
but they're using its methods.
There's so many people who are saying, what's the morality of this? Is anything real anymore?
Hey, what can we do about it, right? This is where we are.
Yeah, who's next? Who else? Who had a question? Because we're going to wrap up. We only got 4 minutes.
I had another question. It's Tracy. Aren't you concerned about, so you've tailored these GPTs to you, aren't you concerned about your likeness and your image being out there without your knowledge or approval?
I mean, that's something that we worry about, but I don't think most of us have that concern because there's billions of us. I think the people who are most important, those are the ones who are feeling it right now, right? The more famous you are, like Alex Hormozy has probably 100 GPTs out there because someone's copied his style, right? And they're selling that. So someone like us, not really. But I tell you what, we have to definitely be very careful. Sometimes when you get that phone call and you may think it's a bill collector and go, hello, can you talk to me? Yeah. See, they're recording your voice, right?
Yeah.
They got your voice now.
And all they need is to hear you say yes.
That's it.
I always say, what do you want?
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. But one more thing I want to show you all too. This is a beauty too. I just want you all to see this, and we can talk about this another time. Everything now that we do when it comes to AI, it's all about the ask. The coders, they really don't exist anymore. Thank you. You've done your job. We don't need you anymore. You've got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Enjoy your home, your cars, your assets. You know, if you've invested, and enjoy it. We don't need you now. AI does the work, because every keystroke, everything that you've done, every song you sang, you've given it a name for us, and we know what to do with it now. So this is site right here. This is called Lovable. And we can talk about this in full another time. But basically, everything is about the prompt, right? This site, there are many sites like this. This is just one of many. Lovable is a site that you can go to and say, okay, I want to create a website with bold letters. I want it to be dark. I want it to have, I want to make it for my voiceover students. In my class, I'm going to teach AI and voiceover at the same time. It's called Voiceover AI Academy. And I want it to, you just give it all of these ideas, and you're just talking to, you don't have to be perfect, right? You don't have to be, and I want it to have a certain gradient, but if you knew what the gradients are, it understands that too. There's nothing that it doesn't understand. It never goes, huh? Right? And then once you do that, you type it here in this box right here, and you push boom, and it codes, and it gives you, within a few seconds, it gives you the website. Look at that.
Oh my
This
Lord.
this is me just asking it to create it. This is and I said, you know, I want an enroll button, I want this, I want that. And this is just all from an ask. This is not asking a graphic artist or a website professional to create your, this is something that you can just purchase quickly. That's yeah.
Jeff, what's your question?
Rick, I wanted to say thank you again for presenting this, because you guys are giving the format for which, as you mentioned, how Rolonda gives the tools, but you've utilized the tools as well, and you've been successful with it. So we so worry about would it go away? No, we are still the modules for it. I get those robocalls. Who doesn't get them? Hi, how are you? Good day. That is an AI generated, to the point that we're like, it's not, there's something always on the innovative sense and the reinvention sense. So I tell everyone who's afraid, we just said tonight, there's no need to be afraid if we use it appropriately. So use the modules that Rick said. And hey, brother, I remember you from WBLS. I was on CD 101.9.
Oh, wow. So you're there when Earl Boston was there, my mentor.
Yes.
He was there for a hot minute. Yeah.
I did the jingle for the T101.9. I did that.
Nice.
And, then they asked me to do overnight. So I remember you when you were just starting and doing your stuff, and I'm proud of you today.
Thank you so much.
I did recently the Girl from Plainville and some other things. They did AI within that and filming. So I'm still working, still doing things, but just know that these formats that were given to us tonight will definitely utilize us to do our best and see that success if we work hard. You were right in that. And do know that they're still going to need the human touch no matter what. So we have to look beyond the negativity of that other thing, folks. I mean,
yeah.
Practice,
we always
practice. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And when we think about this, I want us to think about when the typewriter was becoming extinct and the computer was coming into prominence, and everyone said, oh, it's devil, it's this and that. And, maybe they may have been right about it. But the fact is that we had to learn how to use it, and we're using it. The DJ said the same thing about the controller. They go, oh, those guys using wax and we're using digital. It doesn't matter. Now they're all using digital. And it's just the way of the world. But at the end of the day, with everything that we do, the mindset is to always outwork the next person. And Rolonda will tell you that's how you stay on top. That it is no mistake that Rolonda has been in the industry for this long. There's no mistake why she's on Sherry, because she will outwork you. That's what she does, and that's the mindset that we have to have.
I outlived them all. Well, listen, Rick, this has just been so fantastic. And listen, there's no way we could cover every single thing. I do. You sent me a list of all the. Yeah.
We can do those in pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, we might just have to go through all of this because it's just fascinating, and I want us to be on the edge so we're not afraid of this stuff. And like I want us to talk about 11 labs. 4 months ago, I was like, I hate 11 labs. They're going to steal all our voices. And now I'm like, how can we as voice actors use it in partnership with it? How can we do that? So, stuff like that.
I'll tell you a quick story before you get out of here.
Yeah.
So one way I used it, it was really cool. I lost my voice, right? And 11 Habs has this little thing where you can kind of do an overdub. So I cloned my voice, my natural voice, and I'm talking like this, and I can't do it now on ESPN. I'm voicing into it, right? But the normal voice goes now on ES, so it knows what I sound like. So what I did is took my voice that I had 11 Labs clone, I put it over my sick voice, and now it's got my entire tone because I'm reading it real time, or I've uploaded that, so now it just overdubs what I've created. And that's one of the many ways that we can use it. And there's some, Ralph looks like you look excited, man. You're excited about this. Yeah, there's so much we can talk about, so much we can do. I mean,
well, Rick, I can go with this stuff right back. There. Please,
I will.
Let's plan some time for you to come back, and we'll work on that and make it happen. Maybe we'll do 2 hours next time or something.
Yeah.
But we just really appreciate you so much, and keep up the great work. Did you guys see? I put in the chat the sketch that I had. Rick took the sketch of that character and turned it into Josephine or whoever we're going to call her. But that thing scared me so much when it's in the chat. I put it in the chat. When you sent that thing back, I couldn't believe it. I said I could do my own show.
Right. You all see that? You'll see the drawing, right? So I took the drawing that she showed, and I just sent it up to chat, and I said, hey, chat, make this a 3D photorealistic character, but I want you to kind of over exaggerate her head size and maybe her teeth.
My name's Josephine. Why are you talking about my head?
Yeah, and that's what it gave me, and that's just one of the many things that it can do. You can have it blows my mind every day for the last 2.5 years since we've been introduced to it. Every day.
It's great. You can make a cartoon with your dog and voice the dog, and it blows up online, and now you're this famous animated voice actor. It's crazy, but so many things are right there at our fingertips. And I think that, I don't know about y'all, but I've got a little reinvention in the way that I'm looking at AI now. And tonight I am going to go and play with my new toy. But it can get expensive though, all of these apps.
And you know what? That's a good thing. So everybody has Meta, right? Everybody's on Meta, Facebook, Instagram. So if you go to meta.ai, they've got their own AI there. And what you can do is you can use that for free. I mean, it's really a secret. And there you can kind of create your own images, and you can animate some things. In fact, if you got about 5 minutes, Rolonda, can I just show you?
Absolutely. I was trying to be respectful for you.
Oh no. So let me see. I'm gonna go.
Rick, I was thinking about reading my novel and having some pictures put on it, turn it into a movie.
Listen, if you want to do that, we can do that too.
I want to do that.
Let's see here. Oh, there's Meta. So I'm gonna show you a Meta really quick. I'm gonna take
so cool.
Rolonda's image. Let's see. There she is right there.
That's not Rolonda.
there's a character. Let's see. I'm gonna say, and this is in Meta. Let's see. Yeah, it has to get my microphone. Animate this woman doing a little dance while, waving her cigarette.
Oh my God.
So this is how cool it gets. And this is on Meta.
God.
So it's going to give us a few generations here.
This is so scary, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this woman's going to come to life.
She deserves her own cartoon show.
Now it should make her move. Hold on, let's see. Is there
MG?
It says animate. There's an animate button.
Oh, where's the animate? See, I normally use the app. Where is it? I don't see it.
A second ago, it came up and it was a blue button on the lower right hand. Maybe scroll down a little bit.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna click. So she's gonna animate it, right? It's gonna create a little generation.
Lord, my mouth.
And the beauty about this is that it may just give you a few seconds, but if anybody knows video editing, you can take this clip and you could put the first frame in, then you can reverse it one way and the other way. Now you've got her doing a whole little dance. And it seems like it's taking a while, but it's going to come.
Unbelievable.
But what it does here, okay, they're starting to move a little bit. 1 and 1, does that mean it's done? I don't know. But it takes a while. But the point is that this is one of many apps. There's Meta, which is pretty much free. Mm-hmm. There's Kling, Kling. There's Runway. There's Hedra. There's so many apps that are doing the work. And they're all competing against one another. There's Higgsfield.
They all do the same thing, or do they do different things, or?
Well, pretty much they do the same. Some will do it better than others. Yeah. And it's really based on what you want. But here's the one thing that I understand and I know about AI is that what beats everyone else is one's imagination. Mm-hmm. We all can have the same tools, right?
That's right.
You can all have the same tools, but whatever, like I said in the beginning, the better the input, the better the output. We wouldn't have gotten a character like this without this drawing. Now she drew it, but I also said, hey, give her these details.
Oh man.
And then it added these details to her.
Now she needs a voice.
I know.
Right. And, yeah.
Go ahead, Rolonda.
Get that voice out, y'all.
Oh, that's it.
And she could be anything. She could be Jamaican. I think that when we were voicing her, she could be anything from Cockney or South or anything. But it would be fun to just play with all the voices until you found one for her.
Oh, here she is. She's moving a little bit.
Look at it. Oh, yeah, baby. I see her from New Orleans. Yeah, baby.
Oh my God.
Wait, see, we can put that music. Get your boots on the ground. Yeah. Right. Chop. And then you can edit like every time she steps, you can cut the video right there and go boom, 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 right where she steps right there.
Right. Oh my God.
So couldn't
she take that and put it on images on your iPhone so the people, if they want to send some funny video, they can look and say lady dancing and maybe find it in the scroll? Those little images like when.
You're talking about the emojis or something like that. Yeah, I believe you can.
Those gifts.
Like the gift?
Ain't no stopping me now.
Right. We're on the move. She said, I like that, Ralph. Lion, you have a question.
I love it.
That was fantastic.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Rolonda. Rick, thank you so much for all that knowledge. I have a quick question. How do you maintain your intellectual property ownership of, as you create like that image we just saw, how do you maintain control and ownership of that throughout your creative process and making sure of that? Or do we just leave that to an attorney somewhere?
Yeah, I would always say leave it to an attorney.
Are there any tools that watermark your voice, that signature your voice and make sure that you keep it your own?
Well, I would definitely get an attorney for that stuff just to make sure. I wouldn't give you any advice, but I would hope that when we use these sites, like for example, 11 Labs, when you you give consent and they say they're not going to they're not going to use your voice outside of your private dwelling within like 11 Labs, for example. But if you make it public, well, then everyone's got the right to use it. But if you're creating a character, if I were you, I would, because something like this could go really big, right? I get an attorney to make sure I'm safe when it comes to something like that. But the beauty about a character like this is that every character that they create is so unique to you. I would say make sure there's something that most people won't see with the naked eye, so that they know that this is your character, because you can see her, but if you zoom in closely, we can even say, hey, let's create within her braids, you'll see the name Rolonda, but it's hidden. You can only see it if you zoom in, right? It will do anything that you ask it to do, right?
Wow, just absolutely amazing. Any last questions before? I don't want to be rude to folks. So I know you think
there's no such thing as being rude with me. Yeah.
Any other questions or anything? Yes, is that?
So I think I've heard about this, how they almost implant a tiny image in some visual content that saves, like putting Rolonda's name in the braids somewhere or something. Almost works a bit like a copyright kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And honestly, like when is it Lion? So when you said that, I never thought about that until now. So you really gave me something to think about. But so there it is. We just learned something together. The beauty about this, when you ask the GPT to do whatever you ask, it's gonna do whatever you ask. That name will be in there. You got to find it, or you can just tell it exactly where you want it. Yeah.
Well, Rick, we're going to get together and put that name in that braid.
Okay. We got you.
And come up with some characters. Ralph, what's your question on?
Hi, you guys. Hey, Rick, thanks for everything. When you're teaching Chat GPT to learn about you, can it only learn about you by dictating, or can you text it also?
Yeah, you could text it. You could copy and paste. You can dictate it verbally. Whichever way you want to do it, you can. I prefer talking because I also want it to hear me.
Right.
But I want it to have a relationship with me. And I wanted to know that sometimes when I speak, I may pause a little bit so that it really understands me. Right. Because when you're speaking, it's also making an analysis of who you are. It'll say Rick speaks, but sometimes he'll pause a little bit. Sometimes he speaks fast. He speaks so fast he thinks so fast his brain can't, or his mouth can't catch up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
See, I'm doing it right now. Okay, I'm doing it right now. But this is me, right? This is me, and this is the one thing I always say about. I'm going to say this about voiceover when I get out of here. I'm going to say this one last thing about voiceover. See, that thing that is me, wherever you're from, whatever dialect you have or accent or whatever hang-ups you think you have in yourself, I want you to know that's your secret sauce. I want you to keep that thing right here, because nobody else has that thing but you. And when they call that voice, and you're able to bring that up, that's just an amazing thing, because sometimes we get so lost in trying to be this voice or that voice, sometimes we forget who we are. Right? So when I'm at home with people in Chicago, I sound like I'm from Chicago. What's up, y'all? Y'all good? Y'all good? My voice starts to get a little high. What's up, man? I do all of that. But sometimes if I got stuck, I'd be too much here, and people like, hey, have you lost yourself? No, I don't sound the same, bro. So always keep that little thing tucked on the side so you don't lose it.
Because that's why they're calling you in. They want that special sauce that you have.
That's
absolutely
right.
Dr. Monica. And then we're going to wrap up, y'all.
So thanks, Rick, for coming by. I appreciate it. And I was glad I was off from work today so I could be here. But in any case, so my character, Ascendia, because you helped me get her cape waving like that. So I could take her literally and create cartoons and storylines based on the education that I want to do with teaching people mental health topics, because that's how I want to use her. I want to use her to teach people how to heal themselves and then be her voice. So, so with what you are sharing with us, I could actually do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can 100% do it. There's no question about it. You could do lip sync. Her mouth could move the way your mouth moves. There's an app called Runway where you can speak to the video and you can have your character and you can upload the video and the character is now synced to your voice and your movements and all that great stuff. In fact, I don't know if when Rolonda sent out the video, it shows some of the characters I've created from scratch. And there's one where I'm just kind of, it's following my movements and my mouth and all of that. That's one of many. There's Runway, there's Hedra, there's 1-2. All of these apps, they do that stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Wrapping up, Rick. What's our call to action? What can we do right now? What do you tell us to do this week, this weekend? What would you say?
Yeah, my call to action is just use your imagination. Just start to create. I would say start creating characters. Start creating characters and when you talk to chat, not only describe them, but not only describe what they look like physically, describe what they feel like. Because chat understands that too. Like if you said, I want him to look like he has pain in his eyes. And once it creates these characters, I want him to look like he's worked so hard that he can't even lift up a bottle. So chat understands these things, right? And it starts to create maybe a frail looking person, and maybe you see some worry in his eyes, or then chat understands that, well, if he's got worry in his eyes, he's probably got some darkness around his eyes and they're probably a little red. Chat starts to think now. But I would say test it for yourself and begin. And once you understand that, your mind will open that Chat GPT can really do anything for you. And it's all of the true gifts are here. It's not really in the gadgets and the apps. It's here.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is just something else. Well, I tell you, you've blown my brain away, and I'm going to be studying this stuff. There's a course that was out there called Coursive, and it's like every day you learn, you spend. You don't like that? Don't do that.
Nah.
Because it had you go jumping all around
Yeah, it has you jumping all around. The one I sent you is great. And I tell you, if you all don't want to spend, I would say, and if you're serious about learning AI, the best stuff is free. It's on YouTube. YouTube University. Everything is there. Everything is there. And what I would do for you, based on what you're looking for, don't get lost. Just kind of work on one thing. That's one thing I do like about Coursive. They have you working on one thing at a time. So if you're going to work on generative AI, creating characters, just kind of stick with that. Go with Chat GPT. Then there's another one that Gemini has, one called Nano Banana, which I absolutely love. Nano Banana. Oh man, Nano Banana. Okay. Imagine if I took a photo of you and I uploaded it to Gemini, and then I'll say, okay, Gemini, Rolonda has on a burgundy. I don't know if it's a dress you have on, or if it's orange, based on the color. I could say make it blue. And make her put her at a tiki bar in the Keys in Florida, and make it look like it's dawn, and people are dancing behind her. Make the background look blurred, like it was taken with a professional camera. And you can just say that, and you push enter. In seconds, it's done.
How am I going to use it, Rick? What do I do with this stuff?
Well, what like a nano banana or that?
Yeah, like a nano banana with me in the tiki bar. How are people using these things? Like social media stuff?
Yeah, social media, or let's say you want to create a headshot. Great headshot. Hey, now don't use it this way, right? Maybe some young person is going to do it this way. Hey, babe, I was hanging out at my mom's house with everybody. I was just sitting in the corner, and she takes a picture of her mom's house in the corner, and she uploads her photo in that corner, but she's not there. She's with her friends, and she goes, "Hey, put me in this corner in this house with the same clothes I've got on." Within seconds, she's in the corner of that house.
No.
Yeah, put me in the car. Yeah, put me on a swing. Anything. Whatever the mind conceives, it does it.
You can't believe anything anymore.
Can you believe? I mean, like, as I'm saying this right now, I blow my mind when I say it. Yeah.
Hey, Suzette, there's a man walking behind you, right?
Yes, that's my flatmate. He's making his. Thank you, Ralph. Next time you guys have to come.
With all this AI stuff today, Rick, I thought maybe I better mention it to her, because she might think it's AI.
Tell you what, if I was going to create one, he would be a little taller. And,
well, now you can create one.
Now you can make one after dinner, girl.
I did find an app where you could take two people in a picture and have them do anything. You have them fight and whatever. So I had a picture with me with the president. With Clinton. And I said, have Bill Clinton lean over and give me one big juicy French kiss. Baby. This picture was so real, I had to destroy it. I said, I'm getting in trouble with Hillary.
Right.
It looked like it really looked real. I was like, oh my God, it was so good.
Wow.
So that's what Monica Lewinsky said. She was like, it was AI. It was AI, you guys.
I said, exactly. I mean, it had that. I said, there's no way I'll get out of that. I can't even do that. But anyway, Rick, tell us where we can find you. And please, thank you so much. Please come back.
Yes, Rick.
Please come back.
Rick.
Thank you. Just follow me on my, just go to rickparty.com, rickparty.com, and it links to everything that I have from there.
Yeah, your last name is perfect. You are a party.
Let's get this party started.
Is that really your last name? Is that your dad's last name?
If I told you my real last name, I'd have to take you in the back and not bring you back, okay?
Y'all, let me just tell you one good thing I was also thinking about if you take the time to build those fun characters like we did. This is everything that we talk about when we talk about character development. All of the details, that God is in the details. When he was talking about the weary eyes and all of that. So that's going to be really helping you, even when you get your copy. Think how I would build this character in AI. What would that look like? So that's really going to help you get some characters down. And like I said at the beginning, if you have some work you wanted me to hear this week, come on and send it, and I'll give you some feedback on that as well. Okay.
That may be you should have them do that too in your class too, Rolonda. Have them create the character.
Create a character and do the voice for it.
Yeah. Tell us what this.
Yeah. And you never know, somebody in the class might have a character and you put them together and then you have a show. You never know.
There you go. Yeah.
Never know. Yeah, because there's some good character. Ralph, I want to hear the old junkyard dog.
Yes. Okay, so y'all work on that one. Thank you.
Yeah. And Rick, we're going to work on whoever Shaniqua is going to be.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, have a beautiful night. Get some rest. And I will see. God, we won't see each other till after Christmas, right? Okay. Thanks so much for coming, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
You're just fantastic. Love you, honey. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody. Merry
Holidays,
Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. See you in a little bit.
Bye.
Okay. Rick, thanks again, honey. All right, y'all. That was fun. Okay.
Happy everything.
Yeah, I'm going to go do my studying right now. I'm going to go play with one of these things. All right. See you guys.
All right, y'all. Take care now. Take care. Okay.